Hi, welcome everybody. I love this. I get to see all of my friends again. Today we're going to meet with you all and we're going to settle some things, right? We're going to have an orientation together about in-person learning and remote learning expectations for this school year. We are going to start this school year so strong and we're going to have a great time. I'd like to introduce the team today, folks. The team today on this webinar for you are going to be Shelby Bovier, Freshman Academy Guidance Counselor. Big wave, Shelby, come on. Hello, Hollywood Squares. Dr. Maria Vehar, Dean for C-House. Big wave, my friends. David Slattery, he's the Dean for E-House, 10 through 12. Miss Amanda Hosmer, Social Worker for D-House. And Miss Angela Lawler-Brennan, Student Support Services over at the Freshman Academy. These are some really important people you're going to need to know this year, folks. I'd also like to remind you that over in the Freshman Academy, you're also going to have Mrs. Jill Rothschild, and Mr. O'Keefe's having a fit here because I haven't introduced him yet, but Mr. Timmy O'Keefe, he's not on camera. He's your Dean for D-House. Dr. Jill Rothschild for the Freshman Academy. She received her doctorate degree over the summer, like Dr. Maria Vehar did a few years back. So we're very proud of her. Let's give her a big clap. Excellent. There's one more super important person that you're going to need to know this year. That is our new principal, our new head of school, Mr. Mike Fiato. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I think we need to let it be known. You're going to love him. We've had an excellent month here at Lowell High School. We've been planning, and he's been leading us in the right direction. I know it's a little bit bumpy, but it's bumpy for everyone, and I think we're going in the right direction, folks. So let's get started, okay? Mr. O'Keefe is my slideshow mover. I'm going to start. It's okay. You're good, Mr. O'Keefe. We're good. I'm going to start with my Red Raiders here. Are we okay, folks? Am I on the right screen?
Yep, I have it up for you, Mrs. Haley. I can go to the next screen, Mr. Fiato.
Excellent. I just introduced our new head of school. I told you how excited we all were. And now I'm going to start a little bit, and I'm going to talk to all of the Red Raiders, okay? I'm going to talk to all of us, grade 9 through 12. We've never done this before, friends. I think, to be honest, this is one of the small, happy blessings that has come out of this crazy time. And not even in our pep rallies that we have every year are we able to have the entire school together for a meeting. And it's fun. We go to the gym. We have an awesome pep rally every year, but the 9th graders are never involved and it's crowded. So it also makes us kind of feel separated as a school. It makes the 9th graders really not feel part of the whole community. And that's not cool. So having us all here together, grades 9 through 12, and meeting together and sharing our expectations together, I think is positive. And I think that's going to be a good sign for the future. Thinking of that even, we've got kids on this meeting today who are sitting in their very last first day of school meeting. Think about that. I'm going to cry now a little bit. Their high school career, this is their last first day. And then there are some of you freshmen who are sitting here, this is your very first day of your journey. This is awesome that we all get to be together for this. And I want you to really take a few minutes today and the first couple of weeks of school to soak it all in, okay? Let's, like our slide here says, let's give this school year the opportunity to be awesome. Let's not throw a label on it and judgment on it before it even begins, because this just might surprise us in some big and beautiful ways. I think we're so lucky to be able to be here together with each other. I did mention a little bit that we've been here with the new head of school planning for weeks. So what we've got really good at is setting up what we think are excellent expectations that we should have for you. However, we're hoping that in this time that you've been home, you've been thinking about some things that you expect from us out of a school and out of a learning community. And I think that's really important. Think about this. We haven't been together since March 13th. March 13th was the last day we saw so many of you here at Lowell High School, and the last day our freshmen were at their middle schools. And so in all that time, I think you've had time to reflect on what school is like for you. Some of you, I've heard, thought remote learning was awesome, and you really rocked it. Some of you, not so much. It was a horrible experience. I want you to know the same goes for your teachers. Some of us love it, some of us don't, some of us are still confused about it. And so it's going to be a good idea for us today and over the next few weeks to really become confident in allowing ourselves to communicate with each other and share our needs, okay? You're going to need some things that are different this year. That's okay. You need to let us know. We expect that you are going to communicate with us and let us know how we can better help you, okay? I'm asking that of you. Communicate with us. Next, for our expectations, I just want to remind you that, well, I'm going to stop talking about school in two different ways. I'm going to stop talking about school in remote learning and in-person learning. It's all the same. We are all learners here at Lowell High School in our learning community. In a couple of minutes, all of the rest of the deans and the student support services are going to get a chance to meet with you and talk to you about things like our academic expectations, social, emotional, behavior, academics, grading, yikes, graduation requirements, yikes. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today. Okay, I say it a lot, but I'm going to say it this time. The last thing I'm going to say about this before I turn this over to Mrs. Lawler-Brennan from the Freshman Academy, she's going to talk to you first about attendance, but I want you to remember this. When we really get into things on Monday, when we really get our schedules and we really start this learning school year, I want you to take some time to get your head straight. Put your head in the mind space of learning, and then put your body in a space, wherever you are, that you're comfortable but motivated. Not so comfortable that you're falling back asleep and you're in bed in your pajamas, but motivated. Get up, get dressed, find a space that's comfortable for you to work. Put the distractions away, the TV off, the video games off, the phone away, and really focus, okay? Do yourself that favor because you deserve this excellent education, and we're so excited to be with you this school year. I'm going to pass it off to my friend Angela Lawler-Brennan, and we're going to really listen carefully to the changes in the attendance policies for this school year.
Thank you, Mrs. Haley. So good morning, everyone. We want to just really reiterate the message that attendance is important. Every minute in school matters. So there are two ways that you will be considered virtually present, which is still the same as being present in school. Like Mrs. Haley said, we're all learning, so we're not divided as in-person learners and virtual learners. We're all learners together. So you need to be in advisory, which starts at 7:55, and in all of your classes. That is how you will be considered present for the day. So some of the things that have changed, the Massachusetts Department of Education has given us new codes for attendance. So when you check your Aspen portal and you're looking at your attendance, you're going to see some new codes there. So if you see VP, that means you're virtually present. If you are virtually tardy, that means you came in and you checked in with your classes after 8:15. If you are virtually absent, that means you did not check in at all within advisory or any of your classes. We still have absent excused, and I will explain that in a few minutes. Dismissed is still the same, and the procedures for that have not changed. And then there are absent failure and no credit. So again, I'm going to just reiterate, and I'm going to repeat myself so everyone knows what we're talking about. Face-to-face in advisory, your teacher needs to see you. Say hi and check in. That is how you will be considered virtually present for advisory. Your attendance is recorded in every single class. So in order to be virtually present, you need to be logged in on time and in class. If it's a Zoom meet or a Google Meet, you need to be visible on the screen. Anytime you are not seen in a class and the teacher marks you virtually absent, and it affects your overall attendance and the credits, which can lead to the absence failure and no credit. So we really need you to be on time and in your classes and in advisory. So I'm going to just say it one more time. Attendance matters. You have to be in advisory for 7:55 in each class. So we have periods 1 through 7. If you are sick, your parents need to notify the school. So that would be your house office that you're in. For freshmen, that's the freshman academy. Grades 10 through 12, you're assigned a house office, B through E. Any excused absence, you have to have a medical note, which needs to be turned into your house office clerk. So that would be for freshmen, it's Miss Souza. For D house, that's Mr. Angeles. For E, that's Miss Jeffrey. C house, it's Miss Tolado. B, it's Miss McCabe. So the rules for excessive absences and course credit remain intact for the AF and NC, and Mr. Slattery is going to explain that in a minute. And we really want you to make sure that you and your parents are looking at the student handbook for additional information. So Mr. Slattery, if you could explain to the students about absence failure and no credit.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. I'm super psyched to be here to speak to all of you as a whole school, but I am bummed out that we can't see you all in person. But just know that all the deans and staff are going to be popping in and out of your advisory classes and your classes throughout the day to say hello and to check in on all of you. It's going to look and feel a little bit different. It is different, but we care about you. We want to keep you engaged. We want to keep you motivated, engaged, and participating in all academics. So let me talk about the AFs and NCs. So for some of you older students, this is just a little bit of a refresher. Our younger students, I've got to be super clear on this. So what is an AF? Well, if you're passing a class, but you have 8 or more unexcused absences, you're not going to get credit for that class. What will show up is an AF, which means absent failure, okay? Now, God forbid, if you go over 15 unexcused absences and you're passing the class, which I don't know how that's even possible, but if you are, you're not going to get any credit. NC for no credit, okay? So these policies have not changed. So it doesn't matter whether you're in person or remote. You've got to be virtually present, physically present when we get there, okay? And you have to be logged in and participating in your classes. It's super important also to keep track of your unexcused absences. Stay in communication with your advisory teacher and all of your classroom teachers to ensure that they're keeping the accurate attendance. Because there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some miscommunication. We get that. But just keep an eye on that. You're responsible for that. So stay in communication. And if you have some unexcused absences, make sure you know where you are, because you don't want to exceed 8 during a semester. All right. If you go over the 8, and you're passing a class, you're going to get an AF. So when you're scratching it, why am I getting an AF? I thought I was getting an 82 in my English class. It's because you weren't there. You've missed too much of that class. So those are the AFs and the NCs. So let's take a look at the schedule. We cannot say this enough. You have to be present, logged in. Like Mrs. Haley said, get up, get out of bed, go to another location, wherever you're staying, and get ready for the day, logged in for advisory by 7:55. That's what time school starts. Not at 8:15, not at 8:05, 7:55, you're logged in, right? Now, advisory is going to look so much different than it has in the past, all right? We have to, on a daily basis, just push out so much important information to you, whether it's about scheduling, whether it's about tutoring, whether it's about academics, extra co-curricular activities, super important health information. So it's very important that you are logged in and you're attending your advisory on time every single morning. All right. And your daily schedule looks just like this. Every day starts with advisory, period 1. Then you have period 2. And you'll see there an SEL break. Well, what does that mean? Well, you're going to have a mask break. You're going to have a social emotional break, right? This is important. We need to make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves. It's our responsibility to make sure that we're taking care of you. So we have a couple of breaks throughout the day, but that doesn't mean you're only going to have 1 or 2. Okay? Every class is going to be a little bit different. And as you build rapport and relationships with your teachers, most likely you're going to have a break throughout the day, every period. But we're scheduling breaks throughout the day. All right? Period 1, period 2, we have a break. Period 3, period 4, and you'll see that we have lunch. Everybody has the same lunch. What's that going to look like is either lunch is going to come to you and you're going to eat in the classroom, or we'll have small cohorts of students going to get lunch and going back to your classroom, and that's where you're going to have lunch. And then you have the rest of the day. Every single morning, your advisory teacher will give you instructions about your schedule and what your day is going to look like. Really, really important. I'm sorry that we couldn't all be together at this time. We will be in the future. We're so excited to have you back. Mr. O'Keefe is going to now talk about grading.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's so good to be here. As it was said, we are back to the grind. Mr. Slattery did a great job. Attendance does matter. It's very critical at this point. I'm going to be discussing the grading policy. As you know, your grades matter. We are no longer having a pass-fail system like we did last spring. It's more formal now. The class schedule you saw, which I think is great because I'm going to be very honest. I think we all need routine, and being back in a routine is going to be helpful. The schedule helps all of us. Just keep in mind, how will you be graded? Various forms of formative and summative assessments. Second chance learning. There'll be a numerical grade now. So again, no longer pass and fail. You will actually have that grade. Monitoring your progress. Please, we are being emailed, constant communication. Our teachers are working extremely hard. Continue to maintain. We are beginning, maintain two-way communication. It's critical. Build the relationship. Just keep working. Everybody's here to help you. Check your Aspen. Check it as often as you can. Use your advisory as a great tool. Each day when you check in, you'll get vital information. Just keep in mind, we're all communicating as best we can. We're all doing the best we can. We know this isn't easy on anybody, but our goal every year in June is to graduate all of our seniors. So our grades matter. I wish you all the best of luck. Ms. Shelby Bovier is next.
Good morning. I'm one of the guidance counselors here at the Freshman Academy for Lowell High School. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about guidance counseling and what we do here, and also your graduation requirements and promotion requirements. Our guidance counselors are here for both your academic and social emotional needs. Guidance counselors will be available for individual scheduling, academic planning, personal counseling, and career planning for all students throughout the school year. It's our goal this year to have each student individually meet with their guidance counselor through virtual meetings or one-to-one face-to-face contacts approximately 4 times this year, once each quarter. And we'll be setting up those meetings with students. If you have questions or concerns about your schedule, or you're looking to change your schedule, it's important that you contact your guidance counselor and let them know. Students can schedule appointments through a variety of means. They can contact their guidance counselor through youcanbookme.com. We also use the Remind app, as well as traditional email and our phone numbers. And all of that is listed on the LHS website, all of our contacts. Here on the screen, you can see your freshman guidance counselors. For Cluster 7 is Miss Griffin. For Cluster 8 and the English learners is Miss Mendonça, and I hold Cluster 9 and Latin Lyceum students. The upper level students, grades 10 through 12, will meet their house office guidance counselors as well. In B House, you have Mr. Serin, who manages the A to L last names, Ms. Figueroa, who manages M to Z. In C House, you have Mr. Ung for A to L, Ms. DeVos for M to Z. In D House, you have Ms. Quinton for A to L and Ms. Bluen for M to Z. And in E House, you have Ms. Krell for A to L and Ms. Bruner for M to Z. Guidance counselors will also be scheduling biweekly Zoom chats for parents and for their students as an opportunity to drop in and ask questions regarding schedules or any academic concerns that you might have. Students will also be receiving college and career activities embedded in their curriculum, but also throughout the year through scheduled guidance activities. So all students will be getting college and career planning with their guidance counselors throughout the year. In terms of graduation from Lowell High School, all students must attend 4 years of high school at the high school level to graduate. There's requirements of 20 credits of English, 10 credits of US history, 10 credits in mathematics, which include algebra and geometry, 10 credits in natural or physical science, and 10 credits in physical education. And you may substitute that physical education class with JROTC, or you can use dance, band, or even show choir to substitute that requirement each year. All students will also be required to complete 5 credits in the health and wellness field. And a total of 90 credits is needed for graduation as well. In terms of promoting from year to year, it's important to note that each class that you take at Lowell High School bears with it a 2.5 credit weight. So each class that you take is worth 2.5 credits, and students have the potential to earn 35 credits each year with a total of 17.5 credits for each semester. You are needing 20 credits if you are a freshman in order to be promoted to your sophomore status. You will need 40 credits to be promoted to junior status. You will need 60 credits to be promoted to senior status, and you will need 90 credits total to graduate when you are finished. GPA is calculated beginning in 9th grade, so when we say this, you'll hear people say this all the time, your grades matter now. It's really important that you start off with a strong start, and even if you have a tough semester, you can kick that back in the next semester and get your GPA back up, but it's important to know that grades matter now and every grade counts. You'll see your GPA on your report cards, and if you have any questions or concerns, you can talk to your counselor about that. One thing that's important to note is we will have tutoring this year. It will be available to both in-person and remote students, and it will be after school hours. Please make sure that you stay tuned, and that's why we talk about it's very important to be an advisory, because that's where we'll be making sure that you get that information about the tutoring program and when it will start here at Lowell High School. And again, that will be available after school, Monday through Thursday, and we will have the information for you as soon as that program starts. And now we're going to have Ms. Hosmer talk to you about our social work services.
Hi, my name is Ms. Hosmer, and I am the D-House social worker. Here at Lowell High, each house office, including the Freshman Academy, has a house social worker, and we are still here to support you even when we're not all in the building together. So not all of you might know what a school social worker does. So let's start off by picturing this. You slept really well last night. You're feeling super confident about how all of this online learning is going to go. You feel really organized. You're not anxious at all. You and your friends rarely ever argue. You get along great with your parents. And because of this completely imaginary scenario, you are feeling totally able to cope with the days to come with confidence. No? That's not how you feel? Well, me neither. And same is probably true for the rest of us on this panel as well. Especially because of COVID-19, a lot of us have been feeling really isolated and alone. You and your family members may have lost their jobs or gotten sick. More and more of us are anxious, depressed, sleeping really poorly, cooped up at home with our families and away from our friends and other support systems. And we carry those feelings with us to school or work every day. We're tired, we're overwhelmed, and distracted by all the things going on in our lives. Good news, that's where school social workers come in. We are here to talk to you by phone, email, and online video call so that we can help support you through these times. It's really important to us that you know that we're here for you even when we're not physically together. We can be here to help you problem solve, set you up with counseling or other services that you or your family might need. We can help you with remote learning strategies or study tips, or even just listen. So real quick, pull out your phones, I'll wait, and take a real quick picture of this slide so that you have all of our contact information. I've included our phone numbers, emails, and Google Classroom codes, and you should feel free to reach out to us anytime. We've loved hearing from some of you already over the past few weeks, and we really can't wait to hear from even more of you over the weeks to come. See you soon. And now we will hear from Dr. Vehar about Lowell High School's core values and online expectations.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Mrs. Hosmer. Yes, I'd like to welcome you to another year at Lowell High School. We are one community, we are one Lowell. You have been provided with very important information, but the most important thing about this is that you are not alone. They mentioned about attendance, about credits, but again, you are not alone. You are here, we are here to help you. Another important matter at Lowell High School is our core values. LHS lives by our core values: responsibility, integrity, determination, engagement, and respect. We need your cooperation and expect that you will learn and follow the rules relative to learning from home. That's where the difference is. Be responsible. To charge your computer each night, responsible students communicate with their teachers and respond to emails and calls. Responsible students ask questions when they are unsure or of something. Ask questions. Show integrity. By sharing your own individual classwork, trying to submit a blank document to pretend that you did the work is dishonest and irresponsible. Be determined. You get yourself into your advisory each morning. I think that was already emphasized, before I did. You need to continue through your entire schedule each day. Be engaged learner and participating in all your classes. Share ideas and skills and breakout groups within your projects and assignments. Pay attention. Respect. One of the most important. All the core values are important, but please, respect the class environment. Concentrate on the learning and the teacher. Respect your new Chromebook and keep it safe and protected. Respect the ideas of others and speak respectfully to your teachers, friends, and classmates. Together, if we concentrate on these values, we can have a great year. We look forward to wishing our 800 seniors a great year. This is the last year. Like Mrs. Haley said, this is the first day of school. Next, expectations when you are Zooming. Be on time, wake up early, log on a few minutes early. School starts at 7:55. That has been emphasized over and over and over. You have to embed that in your phone and in different places so that you can remember very easily. Be in a quiet place, work in a place without distractions. Be prepared, make sure your Chromebook is charged, your camera is on, and be dressed appropriately for class. Mute yourself. You don't want to go, you want to hear what you're going through, you're going to be respectful. When the teacher or another student is talking, you need to mute yourself. Participate, concentrate, be attentive, be part of class discussions, be on task, raise your hand, ask questions if you don't understand. The teacher doesn't know that you haven't understood something if you don't ask. Be respectful, type questions in the chat and chat appropriately. Speak clearly, stay on topic, be kind, and be considerate. So we are all in this together. We are one Lowell High School, we're Lowell community, and we wish you the best of luck, and you have a great academic year, 2020, 2021.
Thanks, everybody. Let's have a great 2020, 2021 school year.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye, guys.
Great year.
Bye, guys. Take care.